Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our daily Clues by Sam. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you guys are doing well. We have another hard one today, and I think we mostly agree that yesterday's wasn't as hard as Friday's, but it's never an objective thing. It's always something that depends on so many factors. I think one thing is that sometimes some mechanics that are not used as often and we sort of get more confused by them, but it's never only the game, it's also us, our lives, how our days went, and also of course the game. But we are gonna see how hard this actually is, but I'm here to help if you need any help, or I hopefully can help you, right? I hope I get a perfect 12 today. And I'm going to explain my logic as I play. If you want to follow along or if you want to play for the first time, then good luck. The link is in the description. It is free to play. And I'm going to start mine right now. So, Katie is telling us that two criminals in column D have a criminal directly below them. Oh, in column D. So, Katie is in column D herself. And two criminals in that column have to have criminals above them. So Katie is in column D and she's not a criminal. So if she were to have a criminal above her, she wouldn't be one of the two people mentioned by her. And similar to Gabe, he doesn't have anybody above him, so it wouldn't matter what he is. Now, let's focus on Oscar, Terry, and Zia. These three people, let's say that Oscar is an innocent. Let's ignore Gabe for now. Let's say that Oscar is an innocent. Now, could we have two criminals with a criminal above them? Even if both Terry and Ziad are criminals, we only have one criminal here who has a criminal directly above them. In this case, Ziad, because Terry is a criminal. Now, if Terry is an innocent, even if Oscar and Ziad are both criminals, Oscar is a criminal who doesn't have a criminal above him, and Zia doesn't have a criminal above him. So now we have no criminals in column D who have criminals above them, which means that both Harry and Oscar have to be criminals, and Zia as well. So that we have one criminal here with a criminal above them, and a second criminal here with a criminal above them, right? So everybody here is a criminal. Pretty confident about that, but we don't know about Gabe yet. It doesn't really matter what he is for that clue. But we don't need that clue anymore, so we click on it. And now Oscar says that two criminals in row 1 have an innocent directly below them. So, kind of the opposite situation. And since we don't have anybody revealed here, oh, we're talking about row 1 and I'm thinking about column A. So, two criminals in row 1 have an innocent below them. It could be that Gabe is a criminal now, because he would be in row 1 and have an innocent below him, but we don't know about the other people or the other people in row 2 below the people in row 1, so not gonna do anything with that clue yet. Terry says there is only one innocent above Max, so we know that Ivan and Chad are opposites, but we don't know what each one is, so we only tag them. We don't need that clue anymore. Ziad says there's only one innocent above Ruby, and that one instant is also going to be above Max, so that means that Max is not an instant, and we get a new clue from him. Bonnie has only one instant neighbor, so Bonnie is going to have an instant neighbor here in column B who is above Max, which means that her third and last neighbor, Hilda, is not an instant. And Hilda gives us a new clue. Ruby is one of two instants in column B. So Ruby is an instant, and we know the second one is gonna be above Max. So that means that Wally, who is below Max and below Ruby, is not an instant. And we don't need Ruby's clue. Oh, we do need Ruby's clue. We don't need Hilda's anymore. Ruby says that only one column has exactly 3 criminals. That column is gonna be column D, right? Because we have Max and Wally in that column who are criminals, and we're gonna have a third one who's either Chad or Ivan. So that means that column D couldn't end up with 3 criminals only. So we need a fourth one, and there's only Gabe who could be that criminal. Now we have one of our 2 criminals in row 1 who has an innocent below them. And we know that Bonnie is not gonna be the second one because it doesn't matter what she is, she doesn't have an instant below her. Could be Chad. So we keep that in mind. Wally says that one instant in row 5 has a criminal above them. Okay. So we have to have at least one instant in row 5 who needs to either be Vera or Zola, but it could be that both of them are instants if one of them has an instant above them as well. We don't know. Gabe says that Nancy is one of Ivan's 7 criminal neighbors. Nancy is one of. Okay, so Nancy is a criminal, and Ivan has 7 criminal neighbors. So Ivan has 8 neighbors total. Only one of them is an instant, but we don't know who that is yet. But let's think about Ivan and Chad now, because let's say that Chad's a criminal. And that makes Ivan an innocent. That's good for us. But I guess it doesn't really matter if Frida or Bonnie are innocents. But we have our second criminal in row 1 with an innocent below them. So the only thing that couldn't happen is Jose being an innocent in this situation, because that would make the third criminal in row 1 with an instant below them, since Ivan couldn't have any more instant neighbors, so everybody else besides Jose would be a criminal. But since we don't know that, how do we proceed? We know that one instant in row 5 has a criminal above them. Really hard to think about this. If I try to make Jose an innocent and Frida a criminal, then everybody else in neighbors, Ivan is an innocent. Is a criminal, sorry. And that would break because now we have a pair, a third pair of criminal and innocent. So Jose couldn't be an innocent anyway. We get a new clue then. No, we don't. Can I ever make... Oh no. What we get now is that Ivan has to be an innocent. Because if he isn't, we don't have any more innocents in row 2 who could be below criminals in row 1. So we figured these two out. So that's good. And we do get a new clue from them. Exactly 2 of the 11 criminals on the edges are Chad's neighbors. So Chad has 3 people who neighbor him on the edge, and 2 of those 3 are criminals. One of them we have already revealed as Hilda. So that means that either Bonnie or Frida are gonna be the second one, and the other person is gonna be an innocent. And those 2 are shared with Ivan, which we know has only one innocent neighbor. So we know now that Logan is a criminal. So that's one good thing we got. The other one is that we know there's 11 criminals on the edges. So 14 people on the edges makes 11 criminals and leaves 3 innocents. One of which is Katie, the second of which is either Bonnie or Frida. And we know that there has to be an innocent in row 5 who has a criminal above them, but we couldn't have 2 innocents now, like I said before, because if... let's only consider Wally's clue. If we had 2 innocents in row 5 and one of them has an innocent above them, it doesn't break Wally's clue because we're looking for criminals above innocents. But we couldn't have 2 innocents in row 5 even if we wanted to, because now we know that would go beyond the number of innocents on the edges that is the total. So only one person here is an innocent, either Vera or Zola. And we couldn't have Phil being innocent either, because if he was, we would have a fourth innocent here. So we need Phil to be a criminal. And Sue could be a criminal as well if she's below or above an innocent. Is it? Yeah. So we don't know what Sue is. If she's above a criminal, actually. Yeah. So Phil says that two people on the edges have an innocent directly above them. Okay, so now it gets hard because I might forget about people who are on the edge. Um, People on the edges who have innocents above them. We have Oscar, who has Katie as an innocent above them. We're gonna have a second one here who is either Vera or Zola, and we have Wally. Wally is on the edge and he has an innocent above him, Ruby. Even though the innocent above him is not on the edge, he is. So that means that we couldn't have Hilda have an innocent above her. Because Hilda is on the edge. So Bonnie has to be a criminal, which makes Frida an innocent. And now we know that column C couldn't have our pair. We couldn't have Zola be an innocent and Sue be a criminal, because even though that would give us our innocent in row 5 with a criminal above them, we would have column C have 3 criminals. And we know that column B is the only column with 3 criminals. So Sue, Zola has to be a criminal, which makes Vera an innocent, and Sue. Is Sue something? Yeah, Sue is a criminal because we have 2 people on the edges with an innocent directly above them. So Zola couldn't have an innocent above her because we would have too many people on the edges with innocents above them, right? So Sue is a criminal. Okay, so I had to double check to the last second, to the last clue there. That was really good. Very, very hard indeed, because if you're not keeping everything, track of everything, you might slip up there at the end, like I almost did. So, but also when you don't get a new clue, you kind of obviously get nudged in the direction of trying to remember something. So, not getting a new clue is also a clue that you have to look at clues that you already have. So, hope that was understandable. Really short one for a Sunday, but yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys here for today. Tell me how it was for you. Um, Hope you guys have a nice start of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Clues by Sam. Bye bye.